Good morning, everyone. I am David Talbot, Managing Director and Head of Research at Red Cloud Securities. We continue with Silver Tiger Metals this morning. They are aggressively drilling the El Tigre mine property in Sonora, Mexico. They've made two discoveries this year, the Benjamin vein and the Sui vein footwall. I welcome Glenn Jessome. He is President, CEO, and Director to present to us today. Glenn, you have 15 minutes to talk, and then we'll have a 5-minute Q&A session at the end. Attendees, please feel free to ask any questions using the Q&A link below. Take it away, Glenn.
David, thank you so much for that kind introduction. Many of you probably are familiar with Silver Tiger, but some may be new to it. So I think what we should do is just quickly introduce where we are, who we are, and then talk about some of the fantastic results we've had with the drill bit very lately. We've been in Mexico for a long, long time. Our group out of Halifax, Nova Scotia, we've in our time built 3 large mines and developed 2 more and sold to majors. Our group 2 years ago or more was the sale of our Santa Gratuitas asset to Agnico Eagle. It's only Mexico. That's all that's our playground. That's where we work. And we have 2 companies that are associated with each other in the fight. I'm a securities lawyer. I build the public companies for our group, and then I acquire the public companies we need when we find them with the assets we want in Mexico. And on the front end of the spear to sell those companies, like when we sold to Agnico. The 2 that I have taken public for the group now are Go Gold Resources. I think many of you would be familiar with that company. Led by Brad Langell, wonderful company, just added to the GDX last week. I think market cap approaching $1 billion. The true junior that we built for the group was Silver Tiger. Lovely asset we had to have. There it is. It's in Sonora, 80 kilometers from the U.S. border. Wonderful mining jurisdiction in Mexico. And in 2017, near the bottom of the market, the asset became available when we approached some of the major shareholders of a public company called El Tigre Silver. They've done a great job putting together that. What you see in that gold box on the screen right now, that's 30,000 hectares. That's 25 kilometers. The Sierra Madre run right through it. It's 25 kilometers long. We were very fortunate that we were able to buy that public company in 2017. I delisted that company, and we put this asset in the Tiger. And it's been a wonderful experience ever since. Look, I'm going to tell you very simply. If you don't understand how exploration in Mexico works, there is really no new discovery at this point. They've been mining in Mexico for thousands of years. We're all garbage men in Mexico. We have been for almost 30 years building mines, big ones. Market caps in excess of $1 billion on a pair of them now. And what we do is we find all of our assets under and around the head frames of old Spanish, or in many cases, American mines. This was a big American mine, and the Americans all left Mexico to a big degree in 1930 when silver went from $1.33 to 10 cents. And that's exactly what happened here. Right where I marked on the screen, that's why we bought this, was the old El Tigre mine. It was about 1.5 kilometers long. They went along strike. But for us, what was so impressive about it was the amount of ore and the grade that came out of that from 1908 to 1930, when everybody went home and they just sat. Silvercrest to the south is the exact same sort of thing, 95 kilometers south from us. 100 million silver equivalent ounces at an average grade of 2 kilograms per ton, silver over. That was phenomenal that grade was there. And what we've always in our experience found, when you have one of these districts like this, and that's what this is, grade has a tendency to hold throughout, and we're drilling very similar stuff north, south, around the old mine, if you've been following our drill results. And we'll get to some of those very shortly. We're not going to talk much more except ticking boxes about why we love the asset. Besides all that, not only was there the old mine, these veins extended for 10, 15 kilometers on each side, north and south. This was all ranch land. We have agreements with everything you see inside that gold box to explore it with the ranchers that are there. No ejido, no native peoples are here. And so from our perspective, it just makes it simpler. All of our other projects, we've had ejido to deal with, and we're very good at it. But here it's a very, very clean asset. El Tigre Silver, the public company I bought to acquire this asset, they put this package together beautifully when they consolidated it over about a 30-year period. Some of them, the private owners, we retain the full royalty. Usually we look at these projects, there's 8, 9, 10, 12% royalty given away. Here we have it all intact. And I mean, I think on our Center Gratuitous sale in the end, we sold to Agnico Eagle. The royalty, we ended up selling that for more than 20 million USD. So, you know, that's a very valuable asset for us to still have, and it gives us optionality. We drive right into site. You can see the road that goes on to the United States here, 80 kilometers from the US. We come to site. Power, Serendipity run for the big copper mines around us. To the west, it goes through the site. Lots of water on site for our exploration. But for down the road, it's nice to have this dam within easy distance to pipe the water for us. So enough about the asset, just so clean. We had to have it, and we went to work, and we bought the public company, and then we got to work. First thing we did, and I'm going to show you this, is 17, 18. The market was tough, raised about 20 million bucks at about 25 cents, a good valuation for that time when most people were just either going out of business, trying to survive. We moved the asset forward. First thing we wanted to do was we saw a 1 million ounce gold resource in the halo around the old mine on one vein. We wanted to grab that, and we wanted to test the theory that all these veins, as we go north and south, will be sitting in that same wide halo from surface. So we're going to have a real, high grade vein system. Very not just narrow, very wide underground, but from surface, most of this will take out first in a pit. There's the old mine. We got all the underground mining records from the University of Wyoming. It was wonderful to get that access. We always mine data first. It's sort of what we've been doing for 25, 30 years when we find one of these old mines. And we built that. That's the old mine, 1.5 kilometers. You can see where the old timers, before they quit in the with the onset of the Great Depression in 1930, they chased that ore shooter, Clavos, to 450 meters. We're pretty confident it goes for 1 kilometer in our experience, and we have some deep drill holes to test that. We'll get going down deep, but right now everything's from surface, and it's so lovely what we're drilling there that we don't have to. First thing we did, I'm going to go plan view. You can see the white is the mine stope, the mine levels, 14 of them. And the black is the stope, what they mined out. Look at that. It was a half meter. That's all the old timers want. They left us everything else, 5 and 10, 15, 20, 50 meters on each side. They just wanted that countertop quartz vein, and there was no drilling here. They went after it, and they took out 100 million silver equivalent ounces in 22 years at over 2 kilos. Incredible. What we did first when we got there, and that's what we're going to talk about here for the next 7 or 8 minutes, 10 minutes, is what we did first was we knew, and I'll turn it on right now so you can see it. That's 1 million ounces of gold from surface, all in the great plumbing around one vein, the Tiger vein, the middle vein. We put that on the books with 12,500 meters of drilling. You can see it here clearly in the next slide. We bought 10,000 meters from El Tigre. It took us less than a year to get that thing 43,101. That's just one vein. Remember, that vein was mined out. All of that's in the top 100 meters. It comes out in a pit. Nice to have that 1 million ounces. Beautiful, beautiful, underpins our value. But we know that halo is also on the eastern vein and on the western vein, and the veins I'm going to talk about north and south when we go there in a minute. Look, I want you to pay attention to this. Very important. This is the Sui vein. The old timers went to 450 on the middle Tiger vein. They only went to 150 on the site's Kelly for 1 kilometer. Here they only drifted a couple of 100 meters. This is the Sui, and we've just put our first down dip holes underneath where they stopped mining, and we've gone south and north on this where it's never been touched. Incredible results, and we're going to talk about some of that in a minute. And I think the best thing now to do is to go there with the lack of time and start to really show you what we've been at since basically we got back on that mountain, excuse me, and started drilling really last fall. Money, we raised 11 million bucks at 30 cents last September-ish, 2020, half warrant at 50. I told everybody before we spent that money that we would double our value. I talked about that all last fall, if some of you may remember. And when we doubled our value, that I would go back to the market. That was a bought deal financing, all institutional, that we would go back to the market, excuse me, and we would raise at 60 cents. We were very successful with the first 11 million, spent 5 or 6 of it. We'll talk about some of those results. I'm going to show you here in the middle 5 kilometers. That's what this are brownfields. That's where all our drilling's been. Of the 30 kilometers, I think it was Super Bowl weekend. It was. We were trading over 60 cents, and we announced a bought deal financing at 60 cents, no warrant. We did what we said, and it was all institutional. 4 institutions took 95% of that. So very, very happy to have $25, $26 million in the bank right now, and we're really getting after it here in what we consider the brownfields area of the package. Look, we've been nailing great results here throughout the entire fall. The first drilling was, and to put in perspective here so you can see in this 5 kilometers, I'm going to show you another map shortly. There's the old mine. The black is what the old timers took. Remember I showed you that plan? They went to 450 on the Tiger, only 150 here, only 150 meters here at depth, and here only for a couple hundred meters. These veins continue for kilometers each way. Well, let's talk about the newest results, because that's what people are really getting excited about, what we're very excited about. We drilled off some beautiful results all fall, which drove our value and got us that $23 million bought deal at more than double our valuation to get that, with great liquidity through the fall. But really what we started to get at here in September, it's not September, but late November, December into the new year, was we said, great, we have a Clavos here where the old mine was. We started to drill off these great results all fall. Couldn't have gone better. Then we decided, let's go and test what we saw was the most rich vein the old timers really had not mined, that was right at the old mine site. So we started with some results here on the Benjamin. I'm going to show you some of those incredible results. And then I'm going to show you quickly what we started to see as we stepped out over a kilometer on that down dip and on that Sui vein, which was the western vein the old timers really just were getting to when mining stopped in 1930. Let's talk about this vein first, the Benjamin, which is really, as you can see, the northern extension of the Sui. And you're talking there about 3 kilometers of strike length in that one vein alone. You're looking at about 20 or 25 overall there. Benjamin results were fantastic. We put these out in February, early. I mean, we started seeing stuff close to surface, less than 100 meters, 3 meters, 1.3 kilos. We stepped out south on some holes there. And what we really loved was seeing these, 2 meters of 1.4 consistently, but really it was the wide width that we started to see around this, 8 meters of 407. So we stepped out again and we're always hitting that super high grade center, but we started seeing wide zones, 14 meters of 5, almost a half kilo. And then the last hole we reported there, we're back drilling there now, was 5.6 meters of a kilo, less than 100 meters from surface, 14 meters of half kilo. Incredible stuff. So that was wonderful. And then we really a game-changing holes was hole 202. We got down in December around the old mine and started drilling down dip going this way. We got about 8 or 9 holes in that in sequence now. And boy, did we ever start hitting some sweet ore. Let's go look at hole 202 first, because this was really just a game changer for the company. I mean, we drilled 130 meters from surface. We were going down dip. Remember, the old timers had taken the vein out to about 150. So we were about 150, 160. We actually missed the vein there. We got to the next one. But look what we started to drill. We call this is a new vein. And we got 12 meters, 700 grams, 22 meters of 381. We stepped out again and we hit this thing again. Look at 2 meters of 2 kilos, but the wide zones around it, 9 meters of 700. This is valuable ore. So we just kept stepping out, guys. There's 100 meters. We get the vein. We're in that vein again. We step out again. We nail it. Now we're 150 meters. We went 250 meters, and this is when it really started to come together for us in our minds, what we're seeing here, guys. Very important. Not only around the old mine where we down dip, we were getting that vein that the old timers only went to 150 on, this goes for a kilometer underground. We were nailing that, but then we started to really nail these parallel veins. That's what that is. Look at the grade in that thing. And then we started to nail in the footwall another parallel vein. Remember, there's no drilling here. The old timers followed that vein. Their cutoff grade for the mine was 1.2 kilos. 700, 800, 900 grams in wide width, that was just waste rock for them. So really what we're seeing here now is we're seeing and I'm going to end up on this slide, two little quick things before you jump in, David. What we're starting to see is not only do we have all the main veins, but we're now starting to see around all of these, which the old timers never touched, parallel veins starting to form. So we're now over on the sites, Kelly. We're drilling underneath that. You'll see results coming from there very soon. But I want you to hold this in your mind's eye, David, before you jump in. That's 5 or 6 kilometers of our brownfields. That's enough, but it's not what we have. There is what we bought when we bought the public company, El Tigre Silver. That's 35 kilometers. Everything in the blue box is my land package. I'm going to blow this up so you can see it. That's 25 kilometers now in the couple of years we've owned this that we've had boots on the ground. To put in perspective, there is the old mine where we're having those wonderful results. That's our drilling to the north. That's the only drilling ever on this project, guys. Okay, you think about it. We've now gone 12 kilometers. It's all the same structure. 3 large mines down here. We've been in all of them. High-grade gold and silver. Can't wait to get the full drill holes in there. We've gone 10 kilometers north. We put all these little mines on the map. Big one, Polares, we've been in it, high-grade silver and base metals. Stay tuned on that. You'll see the first holes. And of course, when we get on the other side of the mountain, the upper volcanic, this beautiful tiger formation that came out again. And as we thought, the vein set repeats itself over here. We've called it Santa Maria. We added that 6200. Look, this is a true district, guys. This is what we acquired. When you find them, they're big. We found Ocampo. We're now working on Los Ricos. These are 50-year projects, not 2 years, 3 years. You know, unfortunately, my geologists in Mexico tell me, Mr. Jessome, you'll be long dead, and they'll still be drilling off ounces in the Tiger. And we absolutely believe that. We can say that because we've been building mines there for 30 years. So my management team, very proud of this. I'm the largest shareholder. I think I have about 14 million shares under my control, paid $2.2 million for them. Management team's the same. We own 16.6% of the company. We get out one of two ways: build a mine, or we sell this to a major. Both are the same process for us: drill off ounces and move it to economics. We've delivered since 2015 the 2 companies 6 43-101s and 4 economic reports, PEA, pre-feas. It's what we do. It's the only way you survive. You don't go from drill hole to drill hole. Real ounces, economics. And if we do, and either way is fine for us, because we always plan we're going to build a mine here. That's really it, David. You know, we don't have a lot of time. I just scratched the surface. There's so much going on at the Tiger, but if there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer in the last minute or two we have.
Yeah, sounds good, Glenn. You know, dead and gone, they call that legacy. So that's
there you go, David.
Okay, just, you know, the same halo formation that's being defined, that was defined at El Tigre, is that the same group of rocks that you will see down around the Sui and the Benjamin?
100%. And you know what? I call it the yellow rock. It's always in our test. Look at this right here, so you can see that. You can see where we drilled off the resource right around the old Tiger vein, the 1,000,000 ounces. And look what it's sitting in, that yellow rock. What's the Sui sitting in here? What's it all sitting in down here? Up to the north, you know, you saw the results. We've already drilled off and started the drilling at the halo around those veins, all from surface. So wherever you see that yellow rock, we expect in time that we'll prove that you're going to take the pit out first. Really interesting, though. Look at all the yellow rock on the map going south. All those little, it's all the same. So that's the magic rock for us. That's from surface open pit potential, wherever you see that yellow.
Okay, and in the last 40 seconds here, you know, where are you drilling right now? When should we look for results? And how about a resource estimate?
So I'll give you right now, the 4th drill is just back in the mountains, so you're probably the first to know that. We've got a drill here on the Benjamin where I showed you those great results. We've got a drill here down stepping out to the south. And we've now started to move back north on the Sui. The 4th drill, so that's the 3. The 4th drill is going to go and basically, remember what I did here when we went down dip under the Suey? It was pretty exciting. We're now going to go that they only went on this kilometer of vein for about 150 meters depth when they stopped and went home. Look for the first down dip holes coming out under the sites Kelly in the future. Resource estimate, we were at BMO this year, smallest companies there, the show in February. I can't promise this, but I always give people my goals. I said I'd raise it 30 and then 60. We did that. Our goal is to have a new resource estimate for BMO, and I would like to have the first economic test come out of that, which would be PEA. I can't, it's too far out in the future, but all that we're doing here is so that we'll be able to do that.
Perfect. So early next year. Okay.
Early next year
Thank you very much, Glenn. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this morning.